Good afternoon. I'm Henry, and here with Dawn Sizer from the Tech Degenerates to talk about IT Nation Connect coming up here soon. Dawn, where are you at today?
I'm in Vegas. You're actually at home for a change, which is awesome.
Yeah, thankfully, I'm very happy to actually have 2 weeks at home here, although it seems to have filled very quickly. But I know you're kicking off a presentation later today in Vegas, I believe around account management.
Yeah, account management. So super exciting to be out here for ScaleCon. It's their inaugural event, and everything is content. There is no pitching going on, which is a real shift, and it's amazing.
That's awesome. And I know we're seeing a lot of shifts and events happening in the industry this year. And speaking of, and kind of the focus of today's live stream is to talk about the shifts happening at IT Nation. And we're happy to be joined here today with Greg from IT Nation. Greg, how are you doing today?
Yeah, doing great. Thank you both for having me.
Oh yeah,
Thank you
thanks
very
for
much.
coming on. I know this isn't exactly your time zone, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, well, I'm more U.S. bound these days than I have been in previous years. So I'm at my house at the moment.
Awesome. Well, I know we've been excited to be working with you on some of the major changes happening with IT Nation this year and things that you've been kind of spearheading. And we were hoping to kind of dig into some of the things that are happening with IT Nation this year from keynotes and Pitch It and the charity and everything that you're involved with. And hoping that you could kind of shed some light, I guess, starting with some of the keynote speakers that are coming this year.
Yeah, look, we were really making a move in the event, the experience to kind of really try to provide a wider depth and breadth and really encourage the approach of bringing in community. So I really appreciate the work we've been doing, the work with the board, and obviously the group as a larger institution. And from a speaking perspective, as many of you know, this is kind of the catch-all show. It really has kind of five key tracks. Really growth and strategy. What is the next generation kind of MSP think about, need to plan for? Leadership management cultivation is the second track. Sales and marketing third. Cyber and AI fourth. And of course, service delivery operations is fifth. So literally, regardless of what role, what function you play within the organization, there's something here for you. So picking the keynotes was kind of centric to that too, right? Building around and putting this whole theme together. So we looked at the kind of where we think that folks could use some guidance. And so what I'm happy to say that number one, we did just for fun. Yeah, we did it just for fun on Friday. We're going to have Tony Hawk there, so I think everyone's really looking forward to that. There's a lot of stories. Everyone has a Tony Hawk moment or a story or something where they thought they saw him, they sat next to him on a plane or something. He seems to be a man of the people. Like I don't know, I didn't realize he was so popular. To be truthful with you, until after we booked this, but everyone seems to have a story, so that's kind of cool. We've got some. As you talked about charity, we're going to be getting some skateboards. There's those skateboards to raffle off on behalf of the charity. So we'll be raising some money for Canine for Warriors, which I think you're going to talk about. And maybe we'll highlight. And so we've got also co-author of The Go Giver, Bob Berg. So if many of you do or don't know from ConnectWise, that eventually HTG with the acquisition, and then now over to IT Nation with Evolve. Bob Berg and the Go Giver book has been a foundational reading. It's been kind of given to every member, and it really is about value creation. It's about kind of how to deliver that value and kind of exceed people's expectations and really providing long-term lasting relationships. So thrilled to have him there. And the other person who we found who I just love and I can't wait is Josh Constine. Josh was the editor at large for TechCrunch for 8 years, and then went in venture capital world in 2020. And he's actually doing sales and marketing for their portfolio. So talking about large language models, how to use marketing to create your own marketing, regardless of your size of the business, to kind of start automating and doing things yourself and self-creation. So not only is he doing a speaking spot, but he also be doing a workshop on Friday. So as I think we all know, it's what you take away from the events as well. So going home with a workbook, going home with something that you can action come Monday, as you start thinking about, being in November or even in Q1 of next year. How can I change my business? What can I learn? What can I employ that's going to allow me to change my business and get to higher ground in 2025? So really happy with the selection of speakers we have.
That
Yeah,
is
that's awesome. That's I know I'm personally really excited for Bob Berg. I know a lot of people in the space that have kind of utilized that as a blueprint for how they approach their outreach with customers, and I think that'll be a really impactful session. So, but all around, great list of keynotes there.
Yeah,
Um,
I
well,
was just down at his event, just a sales wise for 2 days, and I can tell you, I came back a better person. Now, quickly, we're off after 2 days. I went back to being the mean, grumpy old guy that I am. But for 2 days, I was a better man. I can tell you so. But it's no, it's inspiring. It really is. I mean, the point of view he comes from, it's just. It still makes you believe in the humanity, everything we're seeing. It still works. We're still in the people business, right?
yeah, very cool. Now, speaking of kind of giving back to people, I know that Pitch It is now in its, I believe, sixth year,
Mm-hmm.
um, uh, and I think we're down to our finalist here, going into IT Nation. Um, you
Are we
mind
announcing
touching?
the winner on this or no? Do you want me to should I spill the
Well,
beans?
if,
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to scoop me? Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
yeah, right.
Um, yeah, look, this is something we're super proud of as well. Like, I think again from the DNA of the IT Nation of really seeing and helping ISVs, plant that seed and grow, and seeing people that can make businesses out of the industry that we're in, and really coaching them on. And this is a year long. Kind of journey for those that don't know. We started with 30ish ISVs, and we go through processes where we help them prepare their decks, speak better, and really hopefully position their services better as they grow to be more successful. And yeah, we are down to the final three. We've got 100K that we give away, as incentive to kind of help fuel their growth and their next level of innovation. And yeah, we're down to these three. So congratulations. To all of the folks that I think everyone's better for joining it. That's maybe kind of a broad thing to say, but I think everyone you ask will have learned, something about it. And I'll make a quick plug. They're also doing bourbon and cigars on the patio on Wednesday. So the Pitch
Oh,
It crowd
nice.
is doing a little for those that like a little bourbon, a little cigars.
Very cool. And as I understand it, be like previous years where the final voting will be happening at IT Nation, correct?
Yeah, it'll be announced on Wednesday. It'll actually occur on Wednesday where they'll have the award ceremony. So it's day one right out of the gate, and yeah, it's something that we usually get about 400 or 500 folks come there. So we're getting some T-shirts printed up and some other kind of cool stuff, and yeah, really kind of helping lean in for the whole, like, let's just say, emerging ISV community.
Very cool. And then I know you guys are also partnering with a charity again this year. I believe one probably close to Dawn's heart, um, the Canines for Warriors. Now, is this the second year partnering with this charity, I believe?
Yeah, it is. And I had the benefit of going up there over the 4th of July weekend. I was driving past Jacksonville, went to their home office. If anyone goes by there, I highly encourage you stop in. They're wonderful people. They actually have a campus there where they bring warriors in for a period of about 3 weeks, where they have, their motto is saving lives on both ends of the leash, meaning obviously the human and the animal. And they go to the shelters and get dogs that are able to be trained, and they pull them from the shelters and they bring warriors in. And again, it's not just a simple match; it's a pretty extensive surface. A process that goes on where they do these matching. They bring these folks in, and like I said, they get to bond with them for 3 weeks, make sure it's the right fit, and it's really kind of a special experience. So I got to see the rooms, the kennels, the actual how they go through the process, and yeah, I think it's one of the most admirable. We did it for Secure. It's one of the most admirable things I can think of on both sides. So it's something we continue to support. And just as a broader community, again, we're up for supporting a lot of different institutions. It's a diverse group that we have in the IT Nation. So we're really looking to broaden that as well to do more in the future.
So how do we
Awesome.
as attendees get involved, right? Because if it's something that's near and dear to our hearts, we want to get involved with this. How do we get involved while we're there?
Yeah, so it's good question. So we're gonna do a series of LinkedIn Lives that are coming out this month in October that you'll see on via the IT Nation channel. So if you haven't clicked on that or liked that, that'd be great, because obviously a lot of stuff we come is on our channel as well for LinkedIn. But just at a high level, we're going to be doing on Wednesday. As if you arrive early, we're going to be we do dog treat making. So there's a whole station that we set up where we have all of the kind of ingredients, and so whether it be vendors or media or MSPs, everybody. It's just kind of everyone lending a hand to make these bags of kind of treats to deliver them. And of course, the dogs will be on campus. Don't know about the keynote. I'm trying to get and see if we can do something in the keynote and get them on stage and give a little bit more notoriety. We'll see. But certainly Thursday, Friday, we have an area set up inside the pavilion near the IT Nation Garden. So at the Solution Pavilion, you walk in the middle. There's going to be kind of a Central Park area, if you think of it that way, with the garden. And it's going to be IT Nation. That's where the dogs will be, right around that area. So we'll have them, in and around. They'll be on breaks, and certainly there'll be areas to kind of raise money, and even some that are up for adoption. So they have some to go through the process that aren't quite suitable, that are well trained, but aren't suitable. So if someone's looking to take home a dog, it's a phenomenal experience as well.
That's awesome. And for those that don't know, it is extremely expensive to train these dogs because it does take a long time. So if you're willing to donate, by all means do so. Because again, if you're saving lives on both ends of the leash, let's make sure that they can keep doing that.
Yeah, very, very true. And it looks like the goal this year is currently at 25,000.
Yeah, 25,000. Yep.
Yeah, I know we'll be making a push within the Tech Degenerates community to try and to help you guys reach that. So the link is there, or the URL rather, is displayed on screen, but we'll also drop that in comments and Discord as well for people if they wish
Yeah,
to.
and Henry, I apologize. I just sent you that slide before, but it had the QR code, I think, on there as well, maybe about 30 minutes ago or 40 minutes ago. So you can maybe even update everybody with that. And if anyone has any questions, I'm pretty easy to reach.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Well, and then along with the, some of the changes that are happening there, I know you're kind of changing the approach as far as content this year to focus more on the wider community of communities. You mind touching base? I know we're one of many that are being brought in.
Yeah, we really wanted to do was look and kind of see what do we have the ability to deliver as an IT nation, and I looked at it and go, we have a very unique value proposition in that. We can bring any disty in, we could bring any ISV in, we can bring anybody who we want in to be part of this community. The thing that we ask, obviously, and again, the foundation of our philosophy and our thesis is that you come with the go giver attitude. And that is, come prepared to, again, leave more value. The Bob Berg story, right? Leave more value than you extract. And so the people and the communities that come with that aspect, obviously, you guys stepped up right away. We got engaged early. So, very pleased. And we've got 11 other communities that are bringing their leaders, the MSP Geeks, the Write-A Booms, the people that you would think of, the ASCIIs, the CompTIAs, really kind of seeding the floor and really stepping back from traditionally the way we did it and did a lot of, more product and more of those type of sessions and really broadening it to industry based. And this will continue. This isn't something that's kind of a one and done. This is going to be a reoccurring theme. And I would say even all the way down to any of the conversations that we have, meeting on stage at any of the stages, that we're there to get the most out of it for the community that's there. It's not going to be self-serving for any one individual institution. So it's kind of a shift a bit of how it's been done in the past and where we're going. So looking forward to see how the community responds to it. Obviously, the proof is in the pudding, and what you all think after you come and you engage and see if it feels a little bit different to you.
Very cool. I know we're excited about it, and we're very grateful for the partnership that you've extended to us. So looking forward to anything that we can do to contribute to that.
Great. Well, I appreciate it very much.
Thanks. Is there anything else that you think people should be aware of or have on their radar around IT Nation before we start digging into some of the sessions that Tech Degenerates are going to be putting on?
Yeah, just real quick, if you're coming in earlier the day of, there's 14 now pre-days that are listed. Some of them are booked out, and many of them don't have cost associated with it. So if your choice of vendor is there and they're either doing additional training, we're encouraging that and kind of run a show as well. We've got a couple hackathons, a couple labs actual in the run of show. So we've got a couple of things in there to kind of heads up if folks want to look at the tracks themselves, or you want to have, again, anyone wants to have a conversation, let me know. And then Wednesday evening, I know my friend Alec is going to come on and talk about kind of what they're planning. And, from our end as well, we've got a couple of things on campus. So as a community lounge, we're sponsoring a no alcohol lounge. And kind of funny games. We've got some pinball, we've got some darts, we've got some board games, and some a place where people can go hang if they want to network a little bit more and just chat. We've got a couple different activities that are going on as well. I'll post them up and share them with you, and you guys can send them out. But anything from beer and wine tastings to, as I talked about before, cigars and bourbon and a couple other things that go on campus. So hopefully a whole host of opportunities for you on Wednesday night that no one will be bored, and you can kind of choose your own experience.
Very cool. Well,
Great.
again, thank you so much, Greg. Dawn, I don't know if you have anything that you want to touch on there before we get
The
into
only
sessions.
Yeah, the only thing that I saw in the schedule that wasn't mentioned was that there is a meetup for ladies in IT, and I think that's an important thing to call out too, because there aren't nearly enough of us in this industry. So I'll be looking for the rest of the female contingent there, and hopefully a couple more that I haven't met before.
Very
Excellent. We'll
cool.
make you the unofficial leader now that you volunteered yourself.
Thanks,
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah. Like you need another job, right? Yeah,
that. Right.
right on.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Greg. Thanks for
Yeah,
taking the
cheers.
time to join us today. All right. Dawn, I know that we've got 3 different sessions that Greg and the entire IT Nation were gracious enough to allow us to present on. One of those is going to have you as one of the panelists on it. You mind diving in with some of your fellow panelists a little bit about what that session's going to be on?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is what it looks like. I know, right? We got jazz hands. It's the best way to lead this off.
Yeah,
So it's a
we're a
little
little bit too professional, Don. We are the degenerates, right? And it seems like at least Menzies should be in a costume today. Happy New Year, Menzies. You know,
exactly. So for
Thank you, Megan.
those of you that are dealing with CMMC or work with anybody in the DoD, right? You want to know a little bit more about CMMC, and what you know might not be what you think you know. So going into that, let's talk about the panel, what we're looking to accomplish with this, and what it's going to sound like. So, Mark, I'm going to give it to you first, and then we'll kind of round robin.
Yeah, so I mean, the panel could go a bunch of ways depending on certain questions and such. But one of the things that I want to bring to the table is you can get your NIST 800 171 implemented internally, implemented at your client. But are you doing your scoping properly? Are you doing your boundaries properly? What's your CUI flow look like? What is CUI? Is the prime receiving the correct information from the DoD? There's a bunch of things that we're going to touch on and address, and I hope everyone leaves the room a little more educated, maybe a little more guarded, because they have to protect themselves too in this.
100%. What about you, Reagan?
yeah, I'm really excited to talk about some of the mystery that's out there with CMMC, or even the misinformation that's been circulated. I think there are a lot of folks who have been told something or heard something, and believe it or not, this is still a very fluid situation when it comes to CMMC. As we're getting more rules and everything that are being released, and when we will get an updated rule here in December that I think will actually clarify a whole bunch of stuff. I think Mark and I are both very eager to empower our MSP friends with real information that they can count on to try to understand how things are applicable to them. How does not only CMMC apply to them? How does FedRAMP or FedRAMP moderate equivalent apply to them? We're going to have some cool conversations, and I promise Mark and I are not going to talk over each other or contradict each other too much, but we're going to give it to you real.
Awesome.
A little bit.
I know I'm looking to talk about some of the roles, right? Because I think it's really important to understand what some of the roles are where CMMC is concerned, whether, you're a CCP or a C3PAO. I always want to call it C3PO, but, here we are. So, exactly. But I think it's really important to understand what those roles are, why you'd want to maybe be trained for one over the other and get your certification in that. So I think those are some great things to, pull as takeaways from some of this. So I'm going to actually, is there anything else you guys want me to touch on before I kick it over to the next group of panelists?
No, we don't want everybody to leave.
That's fair.
We're
That's fair. So
just
I'm going to
grateful
kick it
to
back over to Henry here and let him keep going with the next group.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So our second panel is going to be about achieving security posture wellness and how we're able to sleep soundly at night with our offering. So we're going to be joined by CJ from CompTIA, who's the Senior Director of Cybersecurity and Compliance Programs over there, Atul, and Seth. Seth, what's something that you're hoping people will get out of our session? Oop, I think you're muted there, buddy.
Many apologies. I thought it automatically unmuted.
Here we go.
It's a fast moving topic, right? Stacks are always changing, but there are some trends that are happening right now, specifically with AI. Regulations are always changing, so I think those are things we'll want to talk about. What are some of the leading products and technologies we want to be looking at as well?
Awesome. Yeah, and I know we've got placeholders in right now for Atul and CJ on this live stream because they are busy individuals, but will be part of this discussion. And I know that one of the things I'm looking forward to continuing this discussion with CJ in particular is around the trust mark and some of the security frameworks and how they can be utilized to build out some of that defensibility around your choices and decisions on what you're offering to your clients and choosing for your own internal security as an MSP. And I know Otto will have plenty to add to that discussion as well. Seth, is there anything in particular outside of the panel that you're looking forward to at IT Nation?
Absolutely. I mean, it is one of the bigger events of the year, correct? So we'll have quite a few relationship building opportunities with new vendors, opportunities to seek out new technologies and new solutions in the market. It's going to be great, let alone all the panels. I myself already signed up for one or two of the pre-panels that he was mentioning earlier. So I'm quite excited about that.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to kick it to our third session, which is going to be about fostering a healthy organizational culture, and really focusing in on mental health and wellness. And Reagan, I'm going to let you kind of lead that discussion here.
Wonderful. No, I'm really pumped up about this. And as I was about to say earlier, I'm so grateful to IT Nation and Greg and the team for including us and being able to spotlight this. I know that along with my friends here on the panel, we have been looking to push the focus on mental health in our community and, of course, all around us, frankly. So I'm just tickled. Yes, I said tickled, Paul, that we get to talk about this and hopefully offer some information, offer some of the war wounds and scars that we've gone through, but more importantly, to hopefully have folks leave feeling that they're empowered and that they're supported and they have people that they can look to.
Love it. Yeah, no, that's kind of what I'm hoping for that panel. I kind of want to demystify a little bit what it takes to get there, though, because I think that people look at it as like, oh my gosh, it's this mountain to climb, but it's actually not. It's not that complicated. And I think that goes with life. Life actually isn't complicated. That's my opinion on it. It's actually fairly easy from a complication standpoint, but that doesn't make it easy from an achievement standpoint. Like, things are hard. Life is hard, but things to get to where you're going, you have to go from point A to point B. So you just need to understand where you're going.
And you just need to have a window behind you that you can actually write on. Is that
exactly? Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I think the process is simple. So just identifying what that process is often the challenge. Once you understand how to do it, it's a matter of following through. I mean, culture has become so much more important as time has gone on. I mean, wherever every MSP out there is in the process of trying to maintain talent, and culture is a core component of that. And so as we're going through this, the diverse workforces we have now, remote work, all those things have added complexities, and not from the actual process, like you're alluding back to what Paul said, but from what has always worked, what may have worked in the past is not appropriate now. So if you don't have a proper strategy, I mean, you have remote workers, it's really, really hard to maintain a healthy culture in that environment if you're not being very proactive in that environment. So I'm really excited to discuss those strategies and expound upon just the inherent benefits of mental wellness, but also the business impacts that may be in there as well.
100%. I think one of the statistics that's kind of alarming to all of us, I think, is that our stress levels as MSPs, as employees of MSPs, anyone in technology, are creeping back up to the pandemic years, and that wasn't that long ago. So I'm eager to see how we, as a community, can help one another, support one another, and make it a successful thing, and make this a part of our culture, right, Paul? I mean, we talk about this all the time. I think it gets some attention, then it disappears, but this has to be a part of our culture just as much as cybersecurity or even CMMC, right?
Yep, and it always starts with you. It starts with the owner, and it trickles down. There's just no way else to say it. That's how it happens.
Amen. All right, Henry, I think we got him pumped up. Come hang out with us.
Awesome. Well, Don, I know we're super excited about a lot of that great content that we're going to be able to add. We're also going to be with the tabletop in the vendor hall this year.
We will have our own little 6-foot table and degenerates to staff it with, which will be fantastic. So come visit us by all means. Go find out what the communities are all about. There's this place for everyone in one of these communities. Just find your people and find a spot.
Yeah, and I think that really touches on this idea that of abundance is that we are stronger together, and that there's really not a competitive nature amongst the communities. Everyone wants to see each other succeed, and they're willing to go out of their way to assist you and provide those resources to you if you're willing to seek it. So one of the fun things in the evenings that we have coming up at IT Nation is going to be around the block party. I'm bringing Alex Stanners here. Alec, how are you?
Doing very well. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Excellent.
So I'll start off by saying love everything so far. Mental health, great charity choice by the IT Nation crew, and definitely excited for those keynotes. So overall, you guys, it worked. You guys got me pumped. I'm excited for IT Nation. Countdown's going, so looking forward to it.
Jazz hands for that, right?
Awesome. So I know the question is always, who do you guys have performing, and what's going on at the block party? Because it's always you guys always pull someone big, something cool. So you mind sharing who you're bringing this year?
Sure, we have this crazy idea internally that's just every year it has to go bigger. So last year we had just this great group of 90s bands that came together to just do all the old hits. Very nostalgic, a lot of fun. We thought we've done kind of two of those 2090s. Let's bring it forward a little bit. And so we were happy to bring in Flo Rida. So definitely a little more modern of an artist. Different vibe. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We got his whole rider and all of his stage, requests, and I think everyone's gonna have an amazing time. I'm really looking forward to the show this guy's gonna put on.
Awesome. And is this going to be back at the Icon Park again this year?
It is, yeah. So it's about a mile up the road, so very easy to get to. Buses ready outside. The IT Nation crew has been awesome to work with on that, so we'll have those ready for you guys outside. Shoot right over there, and all the usual stuff, right? We have multiple bars. We are using that stage area again right outside, so nice bit of fresh air, not too hot, and good climate overall.
That's going to be awesome.
Definitely.
And I understand that you're also involving a lot of the communities this year as well. I was kind of poking through the sign up website and looked like you've got Dutch MSP peer group is going to be there, and CompTIA and IT business owners group, and several others. So exciting to see that.
No, absolutely. I mean, you touched on it, right? And I think we've always kind of lived by that motto. I know you, obviously you guys were participating last year. I'm sure, we'll have you guys on there this year. Our big thing has always been all these communities are great. And we love that different things today. You guys definitely take a stronger approach in both, I guess, on the education side, more security, but also I love the approach with mental health. The last session definitely was great because it is something that's not spoken about enough. So the drive that you guys have been making against that has been amazing, and I love to see it. And I hope we see it involved in a lot more of these events, big and small. So
Awesome.
For us, it's why not highlight all those different areas and the things that they represent, and make it open for everyone. Everyone's welcome.
Awesome. Now, if someone wants to come to the block party, what do they need to do?
Yeah, easiest way, mspinitiative.com. Or you can go to blockpartyorlando.com. So you got a bunch of different ways to get there. But mspinitiative.com is going to lead you to all the sessions. We've had great people on like Henry, as well as a bunch of the other degenerates, I think, at this point. So a lot of great content there. And then, of course, all the upcoming parties are available right under the block party section.
Fantastic. Anything else that you would like people to be aware of when it comes to the block party?
Biggest thing I would say is as the boot time wraps up, that 8:30 I believe time frame. Head on over. Definitely filled up fast last year, so we had people just kind of rush right up to the stage, and that area filled up really quickly. Henry got an amazing view from it from the slingshot next door, but definitely just crowded right up to the stage. So my suggestion: get over there. There was a really good food station in the back. Grab a bite if you're still hungry. Plenty, no shortage of bars for anybody that wants to do that. Anybody that wants a little more of a relaxed feel, there's two different bars that are situated, one next to it and one just kind of across from the stage. If you want a little more quiet view to enjoy the music, maybe without being in the middle of it, there's definitely that available as well. So get there early, find your spot, and enjoy the show.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for hopping on and taking the time with us today.
My pleasure. Appreciate everything with you guys, and look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Awesome. Wow. All right. So there's a lot going on.
There always is, which is fantastic because then there's always something for everybody at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and kind of hammer on what Greg touched on earlier too is there's plenty of options too. So if something's not speaking to you in one particular way, there's other options, other tracks, other education, other things that you can be doing. So something for everyone, for sure.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to the most? Like we haven't talked about this yet. It was kind of funny. Some of the other groups did. We didn't. So what are you looking forward to?
I think for me, it's bringing together the global community. So I've got a lot of friends over in the EMEA region from work I've done over there over the last decade. So it's always a great time to be able to catch up with them and just see what's going on, kind of compare notes, and yeah, that's probably the thing I'm most looking forward to. How about you?
I'm actually really excited about this game room that they have going on in the community area. So I'm excited for that. Let's see how that works out. There's plenty of times in the evenings where I don't really want to go to the bar, but I would like to spend time around people. So I'm looking forward to that.
Very cool. Well, one of the other things that we happen to luckily work out with IT Nation this year is one heck of a discount. Um, and I know that this is something that people that have not registered yet, please, 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 please go look at doing this. We have a 35% discount for the first 100 people that register through the Tech Degenerates. The discount code itself can be accessed through that URL that you see listed there. We'll post that in comments, but it's also shared in the Discord as well. If you're not in the Discord, why not? I know that there's lots of other discount codes as well that get shared in there and other great resources. So
Yeah, absolutely. If you're not a degenerate already, you should be.
yeah. All right. And with that, I do want to say a quick thank you to a lot of our community supporters that have really kind of embraced our mission and in helping see us through and want to help us kind of reach more people and build that community. So a big thank you to those community supporters. Upcoming, we have a couple different events. Dawn, you want to touch on those?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have the monthly Tech Anarchy live stream that goes on once a month. This month, I think we're actually going to do an event download, which is going to be interesting because we'll have some information from Tahar from the ScaleCon event coming up next week. We've got our usual monthly happy hour that happens on the second Thursday of every month. So if you've never joined one of those, they're a ton of fun. There's a lot of conversation that goes around, and it's everything from life events down to hey, I've got a problem with XYZ. Who can help me out? So we solve the world's problems on Thursday nights, second Thursday of the month. The CompTIA Trustmark Working Group Normally happens Thursday afternoons, but I'm in Vegas. So here we are. But typically that happens every Thursday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time, or at least Eastern Time. And all we're doing is working on the CompTIA Trust Mark. Come with your questions, come with your issues, come with your problems. We'll help you solve them. And if we can't help you solve them, Wayne drops in from CompTIA from time to time, and he can help you out with that as well. So that's what's going on there. And also, we have an informal peer group of a bunch of folks that meets usually on Thursday nights. But again, I'm in Vegas, so sorry, guys. So it's it's a small group. It's informal. There's no specific topics that we cover, but it's every other Thursday evening. We'll be forming new groups going forward, and that's really what we've got going on today.
Awesome. Well, I know I'm looking forward to it, and looking forward to all of the things happening at IT Nation. And until then, I guess we'll plan on seeing you on either on the Discord or on the live stream. So have a good rest of your day.